איך אומרים? צילי?
All the time. Hi, welcome
צילי.
everybody. Tzip,
היי.
Noam Shuster.
אני כל פעם מגיבה כאילו שאני רואה את צילי פעם הראשונה ואת האורח פעם הראשונה.
We speak English.
Oh, I always behave as if it's the first time I see Tzili ever, and of course our guest, but it's not true. I know Tzili.
Noam Shuster, stand-up
Nice,
comedian.
Yeah,
Yes.
refresh.
How are you, Noam?
I'm good. I'm happy to see you. Finally, we recorded an episode with you.
Yes.
Noam is an exceptional stand-up comic. She grew up in Neve Shalom,
Which is
a community that Jews and Arabs live equally. And
born there?
Ashkenazi Arabs.
You were born there?
I was born in Jerusalem, and my parents moved there when I was 7.
2 minutes, yeah.
Yeah.
And she's fluent in Hebrew, Arabic, and English.
What about Yiddish?
And
I'm working on it.
Yiddish all the time.
Because to revive the language, to keep it.
And every year when we do in my center, in the Leon Charney Resolution Center, a peace simulation, we always bring people, grown-up people, to speak to the kids before the simulation, to influence, to support, to show them the way. And Noam came, and she was dancing around between Hebrew, English, and Arabic, and everybody were like,
Whoa.
you know, and the way she spoke about reality, nobody speaks about the reality the way she is, and she's allowed because she grew up in all the realities. And it's good that you're wearing pink today, so at least something optimistic with all this.
It matches your glasses.
My glasses.
You know, I want to start with something really off a little bit. You know that researchers show that kids from a kibbutz don't get married together. I mean, there are no...
What do you mean?
Many from the same class. They don't... It's like siblings. They cannot really...
marry each other.
You know. So
yeah.
They have marriages in Neve Shalom between Arab and Jewish girls. Arab or...
It's so funny that this is your first question. I always get this question and a question about the army, always about, like, when people ask me about the community I grew up in.
I am very, very common, regular, you know, of the way a young woman.
And she's always worried about matchmaking.
Yes, and love.
So yalla, I'm single now. It's your time.
Oh. How old are you? Wait a minute, I have a 32 years old son who is looking for somebody really nice.
She's
my height.
Oh, your height.
She's my height.
She also? We already had one today.
Yeah, today it's tall ladies
so
day.
I am the tall midget.
Every day is the tall ladies day. Every day.
Oh my God. So what?
I don't mind if a man is shorter than me, honestly.
It's okay, especially if he's nice.
I know, I was there too.
No, but you know, Tom Cruise don't care to be shorter.
But who wants to be with Tom Cruise?
Well, you'll be surprised.
But I want to say that I'll answer your question in a second. But performing in front of young people, it's my favorite, and performing in front of a mixed young audience crowd is the best. And the audience is so unique because I can, you know, change.
We're talking about the student of amidst, the international school at the crowd,
which is,
and they are amazing kids from all over the world, and they're very special children.
Yeah, they're adults already, you know.
No, they're kids.
Really, like this is what I do it for. Seriously, it's really, really, really incredible. Anyways, do we marry each other? No, there is one couple that got married after growing up together, and the boy is also a bit older than the girl, so they weren't in the same class. But yeah, it's very similar. Like, we all grew up together. It's a small village, and you know. A lot of people ask me this question because they say, oh, do Jews marry the Arabs? Do Arabs marry Jews? You know, is there like
assimilation?
Yeah.
Assimilation. but you know, it's really, they're like siblings. They become siblings. Never mind if the Arab Jew.
No, but if they become siblings, Here it's Jewish and Arab.
Yeah, so I think
Jews and
it's
Arabs. So Jews married Jews, Arabs married Arabs, and there is like statistically the percentage of people intermarry like Arabs and Jews is very low, and also same in the community. There isn't anything exceptional.
oh, okay.
No, when you perform everywhere, like to all kind of audiences, do you need to explain them where you come from? Why do you talk the way you talk? Why you present things the way you present? Or they just take it as it is?
No, but that's what I do my comedy about. My explaining is through the stories and through the, through the performances. I explain the complex and surreal reality that I grew up in. So, it's I used to work in the UN, so it was a lot of lecturing and analytical thoughts and a lot of kind of giving my, reports about the political situation. And then I would also talk about my personal story. But now I don't need to do explaining.
Right.
For comedy, the best is a mess. And because I grew up in chaos and a mess and speaking in Arabic and, being a daughter of an Iranian Jewish mother, and so everyone was thinking in my childhood that I'm Arab and I'm zigzagging between Hebrew and Arabic, just like you saw me in the performance. That as itself is the confusion and the messiness that I bring, in my craft, in my performance.
Where do you go with you get your materials
From
Oh,
life.
for your standby? Of course, life. But the question is, what kind of subject matters?
I go way backwards to my childhood and everything that happened throughout my life, and also I go out the door.
Okay.
It's every time I leave the house, things happen to me all the time, and sometimes I look at God and I tell God, like, stop, I have material
Thank
for
God.
20
Can you
years.
imagine how it would be boring for you to get out of the house that nothing would take place?
I know, but
Yes.
Can you give me an example? What things are still astonishing to you?
Astonishing.
That you
No,
are
I mean,
surprised, or affected, or engaged, or afraid, or what
yeah.
things? It's like, the highlights of what's happened to you when you go out.
Well, first of all, I think the reality here is a comedy that I just need to write down what's happening. Like nothing really extraordinary needs to happen, because the reality here is like a parody, especially now with the new government and especially everything that's happening. The funny thing is that a day after this government was elected, my phone didn't stop ringing. I have so much work now. It's a great time for satire and for comedy. And
you can laugh about it because it's so sad.
What can you do?
yeah, I mean, it's I think that the dangerous part is that we're getting used to things that are very, very, very dangerous, right? But my hat as a comedian and kind of observing this also from the outside and then bringing it to the attention of people in a way that is funny. I'll give you an example. I was in Ichilov a hospital.
Oy.
I went to freeze my eggs. I went to do.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. It's a very empowering process.
Maybe for my son.
Smart
I'm
move.
kidding.
Maybe for your son, we won't need to use the frozen eggs. Maybe we'll just use the natural ones.
She's looking for a way to stretch the family and to make everybody taller.
With my genes, your grandchildren.
Oh, my grandchildren. Right.
Yeah.
Will be told maybe.
Wait, but what does he do?
Oh, he's a programmer.
Ooh, high tech.
High tech. He lives in Brooklyn though, but he comes here twice a year.
Okay, I like Brooklyn. Where in Brooklyn?
In an up and coming neighborhood near Prospect Park, the other side.
No.
There are two sides to Prospect Park.
I was on the south side of Prospect Park for 1 month.
South from west. I don't know south from west, and even not here. But luckily, I have the sea. I know it's west. Yeah, but it's a very nice neighborhood. He likes it because there is a lot of Caribbean people from the Caribbean, and he really
Yeah,
likes them. He thinks that's a very authentic. He really loves them.
I was there for exactly where you're saying. I was there for a whole month in October.
Amazing.
I
Yes.
should have seen your son. I should have met him then.
Well, tell me when you come to New York. Are we going to?
But
talk
you
to-
know,
He will kill me, my son.
it comes with Tzipi.
Yeah, right. You have to know, which
Well,
means you have to be Jewish, which you are.
Oy, oy, oy. You have to be
you have
resilient.
to be, yeah, you have to like hugs and attention.
hugs?
Yeah, and attention.
Do I look like someone who doesn't like hugs?
Yes, you do. So therefore, I told you, he will see this, he will kill me, but that's okay. I can use it as stand up, right?
Yeah, send me a picture after, so
Okay,
we'll
I will
see if
do it.
there's.
I will do it.
Okay.
No, I want
great.
to ask you something.
Wait, but I was in the
You
middle of
didn't
telling you I
answer.
went to freeze my eggs in
Oh,
Ichilov.
yeah, right.
And
And as a woman here in Israel, never in my life have the doors been wide open. Like, oh, you want to
Wow.
freeze your eggs? Please come in.
yeah, wow.
Everything so welcoming and so easy. And the nurse, ultra-Orthodox nurse, religious, she came to me and she's like, Noam, I'm so happy that you want to freeze your eggs. You know, you're at the age of 35. This is exactly the time you
Don't
need to
tell your
do it.
age.
Shut up.
You stop it.
It's
Don't
enough.
tell your age.
Wow.
You look 28.
Why? It's very
You
young,
look younger.
35. It's very young, 35. So she tells me every Jewish woman needs to do it to preserve the continuation of the Jewish people.
I agree with
And then
her.
she looks at my papers and she said, oh, and the most wonderful doctor is freezing your eggs is Dr. Fuad Azem. So, you know, it's like the Palestinian doctor.
Stand up. Reality, that's what you said. Reality is in Israel one big.
So I don't need to invent anything. I'm just observing what is happening, and it's the best.
But you know, it always feels that when you go out there, every situation that you face, it's like you have two existence at the same time, because you can accept it like an Israeli and an Arab, and you know how to handle it, and then you deliver whatever. And do you see every situation? Let's say you get up in the morning, all the shit that we have now that is going on. Do you think in a dual way, like one way like this, one way like that, how they would accept it, how it's going to influence?
Yeah, I think the biggest gift that my parents gave me by raising me in a bicultural, binational, bilingual, you know, community, you know, sometimes I complain to my parents. I tell them, couldn't you just raise me in Tel Aviv by the beach, you know, without all these complications?
Square Dizengoff.
Yeah, but truly, the gift that I was given is to have this like wide kind of shot, because whenever anything happens, I know that there is more than one narrative, and I know that there is more than one story. And I know that when we celebrate Independence Day as Israelis, the Palestinians have the complete opposite experience of losing everything, of their catastrophe. And my experience is that one doesn't have to come on the expense of the other, right? But also, you know, I can't deny the fact that at the end of the day, my name is Noam Shuster. So I have the privilege of a name of an Ashkenazi man. It's a lot of privilege.
Yeah, wow.
Right? Maybe I don't look like Noam Shuster, you know, like a professor from MIT, like, you know, but at the end of the day, the power, you know, the power dynamics. So my sympathy and my knowledge and my experience, I can really like see everyone and feel everyone. And I also have the language. So when I speak to Palestinian women, I don't like shukran, marhaba, kif khalak. It's not like, you know, the basic kind of leftist Arabic. It's a true, you know, equal level, eye-to-eye conversation. And that's a game changer.
But the fact that they gave you the knowledge, each side really became, they got the knowledge of each other, and then you can acknowledge that for us it was a great thing, the independent, but for them it was a catastrophe, and you can at least acknowledge it. And if if that would be the reality, maybe a lot of conflict, a lot of the conflict will be dissolved. Just the acknowledgement
Yeah, but now you're dealing with people that are denying
Right.
that we took over and we control other people. So the occupation, they said there is no occupation, everything is okay.
But you have to
It's much
fight
worse.
narratives also, which is actually not false, but not being able to admit reality. Like we still say all the Arabs want us to throw us to the sea. This is not true. This is a false narrative that all the Arabs want, so all this falsehood about each other, it's very hard now to go and clean it. And you grew up when people made you clean it, the whole stereotypes, of all
Yeah.
you and your peers.
Yeah, I mean, there are not going to be easy solutions, especially now. But there is like a different thing happening now, I think, which is something that I personally never really experienced before, where most of my Palestinian friends, most of Arabs around me, they're saying we're out of the game. This has gone out of hand. We were never really in the game. Like we were trying to play this, like maybe we can influence from within, maybe we can influence the democracy, But now it's you guys, and this is something that I'm learning now since the last elections. I'm learning now how to deal with it, because it was always very clear to me, we're in this struggle together. I'm fighting with my Palestinian peers, with my friends, with all the liberals who want to join us, but now I'm the demonstration that happened here on Saturday in Tel Aviv, only like 20 to 30,000 people went out to the streets, right?
Right. And they didn't come for what you're talking about. They didn't come because of the Israeli Arabs.
Exactly.
Actually, they don't care about them, most of them. Sorry to say.
Well,
a few
we
of the
just need to say that now that we have the new government, what considered to be the left side of the map is demonstrating against the decisions that the right-wing Orthodox government is making all the time. So, but there are many fronts to the problems, because it's not only Jewish Arabs, it's not only Orthodox, non-Orthodox. There are so many fronts.
No, right now we have to concentrate. This is really hard to say, but I feel that we can pause for a minute with the issues of Israeli Arabs, Palestinians occupation, and we have to solve not letting burn the house. If you don't have a house, you cannot do anything. And now burning the house. No, she's a stand-up, and we are so serious with her.
Yesterday I went to the east side of Jerusalem, to the market.
Oh, you did?
And I was so. It was sad in a way, because years ago, when we took over the eastern part of Jerusalem on 67, and then everybody went to see the market, everything was very authentic, Arabic, beautiful stuff. Now it's all the merchandise are for the Jews. It's in Hebrew, it's with the Magen David, the Star of David, it's for the Orthodox Jews.
I was not there for years. Oh my God.
I felt so bad, because they have to survive. The customers are mainly Jews, and it's not right. It's not right. It's not right. It's pity. Very pity.
I didn't go there for years, and
I wasn't there for years, and it was like.
But they think you're Swedish.
No.
Of course. You're Arabic, and she's Jewish and Swedish, and that's it. So you are safe. It's a safe place for you. But you don't mind me talking serious with you, because
no, I mean, everything here is serious. Also, what I take my material from is serious. It's okay.
Serious. It's
I just feel like I think I'm a little bit in denial from what's happening. And I think I'm also very, very scared, and I'm kind of afraid to feel it, because it's very, very, very scary. And what I'm scared of is, of course, the obvious. But I'm also scared from the fact that out of these 30,000 people who took it to the streets in Tel Aviv, not many of them would like to see a Palestinian flag in a demonstration. And I'm not saying,
yeah,
true.
and I'm not saying that, you know, it's a must, but you know, when we're facing such, you know, tremendous issues, and the most popular activists in the social movement in Israel, liberal Democrats, don't understand that the core of the problems have to do also with the conflict with Palestinians. That is like the core
people
of
didn't came to demonstration for that. What can you do?
Yeah.
They came to demonstrate for something else, for what's happening now, you know, trying to kill the Supreme Court, trying to kill every art that actually is not for Israel, you know, the cultural war, the police. So, you know, people even, in what you want to say, enlightened, or the left, they were not prepared for that. So therefore, this reaction. And by the way, the result is now amazing. You cannot have a Palestinian flag all over Israel in a public place.
Yeah.
Look what's happening.
It's crazy.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I had this little fantasy that like thousands of people maybe will go out to demonstrate with there will be too many flags, and or someone mentioned on Twitter something really funny, because you know the Jordanian flag or the UAE flag or the Sudan flag, it's very similar to the Palestinian flag, so they can just like wave these flags.
Everybody, yeah.
Right.
Troll police kind of. Yeah, so there is a lot of creativity also coming out. And I see a lot of artists and a lot of cultural, you know, people from, you know, the cultural sphere, musicians and actors that I've never seen them speak about anything political. And suddenly they're talking about these issues. And I'm like, wow.
It's touching everybody on every
level,
on every level and on every front, because they're going to, I mean, they are not going to, they are changing everything. And you can't function because everybody in the arts will be limited, or they won't be able to do whatever they need to do.
But
so
you know,
it
whoever
really, you
decides,
cannot ignore it. You cannot ignore it.
But whoever, you know, does now, you know, ask this film that Waxman did, I think it is, no, not Danny Waxman, David Waxman.
Yeah.
They just want the money back. They supported the documentary, and now they want the money
tell
back.
them about the whole thing.
The film, the documentary, tells the story of kids, young kids, like not
4
18,
teenagers,
you know, like, who are caught, you know, and being arrested in the West Bank.
They were throwing
demonstrate
stones. They were throwing
stones, and they were demonstrating.
So
but the way, you know, the way they are being caught, you know, caught, and
the way it was handled.
Let's say, but this is a reality. I mean, you cannot, I mean, it's not that they're inventing it. The only problem, they didn't see the film. I didn't see the film. It has, if it's a true documentary, and it's showing, you know, what's happened there in the streets with those kids, and really go into and dive in also about why they're doing it, what's happening. So then you go and you just say, don't deal with it. Shut your eyes. It doesn't exist.
The thing is that it was covered by, the director was supported by the government.
Yeah.
So now the government says we don't want anybody to support that kinds of movies.
Right,
so
they can do the film,
pay
but
us
you
back.
cannot. Yes, and give us back the money.
That's the thing.
Now, so although I didn't see the film, but I do know the producer, for example. And I know that he is a true documentarist. He understands the difference between documentary and propaganda, which is one-sided. He's a man who really dive into the complexity of the situation. I will see the film, obviously. But to go without even seeing the film, now this is very dangerous. Like I already told it, you know, we did the film about a friendship between a Jewish Israeli and an Israeli Arab, right? So, of course, I have to think about what the woman, the Israeli Arab, faces, and that's against Israel. So they can bend it. I mean, they cannot ask me back my money. But
the bottom line is that the new government says that they are the rulers, and they'll set the rules, and everything that is not the way they like, it's against Israel, and everybody is a traitor and shouldn't be shown. We all know what it means.
So my question is it possible to do stand-up? Let's say about this topic.
For now,
Is it
yes.
difficult?
For now, yes. Who
No,
knows?
I don't speak about allowing. I say,
Yeah.
I mean, how far can you stretch it to the direction of stand-up, let's say with this film,
Yeah,
it's difficult.
I don't know. I don't have the answers now because everything. Yeah, wow.
Yeah, I just put in front of you.
That's why I asked you. That's why I asked you where your son is in New York, because I'm seriously considering that maybe I won't be able to do what I want from here.
And I want him to come here. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know what you say. Why I want you to come here? Because I think that each one of us has to fight and be here. I feel very bad that I'm 6 months there and 6 months here. I think we should all be here and see what each one of us can do.
I always say that our side of the people, they think about being outside of Israel. The government that is in control now, they will never think this way. This is their place, and they'll do whatever they want, and they'll make sure it takes place. We don't do that because we would like everybody to think freely, to do freely.
We would like.
I don't see alternative living someplace else.
We would like everyone to live here the way we do. Like, we would like everyone to have a good life. We don't want to be superior to anyone else.
Right.
And if you walk around thinking that, I deserve better because I own this land, and it's not what Judaism is about anyways. Anyway, but
but I ask you this because I have a feeling that it became something so fast and so harsh and so extreme that it might take time, like you for a stand-up woman, whatever. It would take time to clear it and find some kind of a clearance, like a path.
It's not out of nowhere. It's not out of nowhere. It's a process.
There for a long time. It just got bigger.
No, but we didn't.
You didn't want to see.
No.
It's like even now people say, we hope it will be fine.
Don't talk yet because maybe they will be okay. Maybe they just talking.
For now, I'm continuing with what I'm doing with maybe a little bit of extra cautious, but
because I can shut you down.
But the chance for me to shut myself down or shut up or not do something, it's never going to happen. The question is, what the response, will be. And it's not just me who's worried, like my LGBTQ friends and my Palestinian friends, of course, women in the industry also, there's just not going to be a lot of freedom. But on the other hand, whenever there is, a power coming, there's also always a counter movement, a counter struggle. So as I said, my phone hasn't stopped ringing since so there is also a waking up of people who are like, okay, we need this comedian who is speaking to a mixed audience, who's speaking to Jews and Arabs. We need this kind of,
Did you get cancellations or not yet?
No, I'm telling you the opposite.
They want her everywhere.
Right.
Not encouragement. They want her to come and talk to everybody.
Yeah, that's encouragement.
It's not everywhere. It's just the places who were once maybe a little bit more, they're now like, okay, we know we need it. And also, I would say to your question that I still don't know. Like חוסר ודאות,
the lack of, it's like nothing is clear.
Nothing is for certain.
So it cannot be clear. The only clear thing is that it's going in the wrong way, and in a very bad way, and very quickly. But it's very unclear all the time.
Right, and this uncertainty can drive you crazy because I'm like, okay, am I overreacting? Do I need to find a place to hide my Palestinian friends soon, somewhere in my house?
Or
is it? So we still don't know what's coming.
Right.
And, most of my projects now that are in development are with, Kan 11, which is the main broadcasting channel of Israel. And there are threats that they're going to shut down this channel, which is the
Right.
most quality, channel we
Yes.
have, because
It's an
it does the
amazing
best.
channel.
Yeah.
So, I was there for meetings like 2 days ago and stuff, and I'm sitting in front of people who were supposed to take decisions for my project. And I'm like, I'm really asking myself, in 3 years, can I sit here and still work on this? I don't
Much
know.
less.
Much
Much less.
But maybe
than 3 years. Much
maybe if they are becoming private and they will go to commercials, maybe they will not give up. But tell me something: how men accept a female stand-up? I'm sure you were asked about it, but I wonder, because there are not many of you guys. It's
Yeah.
there are not many. No,
many
she
women.
and what's her name, Abuav, and Ashkenazi, Adi Ashkenazi, and like 6 or 7. But there are many, many more men.
Some men, I mean, it's not all men are the same, which sounds like a joke,
Well,
but
some of them pretend they are different.
yeah, I think to a lot of men it's very intimidating,
Oh.
a funny, charismatic, full of confidence woman. But to a lot of men, it's very appealing. Now, my job is to start being attracted more to those who find it appealing.
Right. Right.
You know what I'm talking about.
But then in a relationship, when there is maybe even a small conflict and you take a twist on it, sometimes it's not really pleasant for the other side. You know what I mean?
Twist, I'm joking about
a twist or joking or, flip it. I call it a twist.
I think, to be honest, when I'm in a relationship, when I'm home, I try to be myself and not bring like the stage and the performance and the joke, joking and being fun and funny. It's also part of who I am. But when I'm in love with someone, when I'm in a relationship with someone, I also want like intimacy. I don't want to be always like guarding myself with cynicism and with jokes.
Sure.
And so, my ex-partners, sometimes I would get this, be like, wow, you're much more serious, in person than I thought, it's.
But I have to say that your material is extremely serious, because if you really listen to what you say and the way you say it, you go all the way, and you get to places that none of us really know and none of us really understand, and you really break the rules and the definitions of everything that we think we know. And in the other side of it, it gives you freedom, because you can fluctuate, between languages, cultures easily. So you can be anywhere in the world and speak to everybody their way in a very easy way, which is a very big bonus, because you can be a great ambassador, to
Right.
in this.
Thank you.
So what stand-up, in what way stand-up can, or if, to change perceptions or ideas?
Wow, in so many ways. I was an activist for so many years before doing comedy. And, every time, like when you work for an agency, for a UN agency, or when you work for an NGO, so you have to submit reports, right? And you have to measure your impact, and you have to make all kinds of, and in comedy, it's very, very, very obvious, you say something, the audience hears it, they laugh. If you do it online, they share it, they watch it, you see the numbers, and people reach out to you, they order, they come to shows, they ask for shows, you do videos, there are more and more, there is more impact from your voice. And the amount of people who write to me, the amount of, Palestinians, and the amount of Israelis, and the amount of people from the Arab world who have written to me and have told me, wow, Noam, we never thought we can meet a Jewish woman who speaks Arabic, not for intelligence purposes, not for the security establishment in Israel, and that actually makes us laugh and can actually say something relatable. So, sorry, let me just shut down my WhatsApp.
Didn't even hear it. We're so absorbed by what
Okay,
you're
great.
saying.
And so I think that when I made the decision to leave the UN and to leave diplomacy and to live like the straightforward activism, I think my main passion and my main kind of fire in my heart was I cannot rely on another agency to conduct my storytelling or my activism in the world. I have to do it. I have to hold the mic. I cannot get, comments from
serve
people
it
sitting
from your way. Yeah.
and I can't get comments from people sitting in Geneva or in Brussels or in New York telling me how to tell our stories. And so when I have the mic and I have all my languages and I have, my presence on stage, and I do not have to contain myself in any box. I'm Jewish, I'm Ashkenazi, I'm Mizrahi, I grew up with Palestinians, I speak Arabic better than some people. And when you make content and it goes viral as a Jewish comedian in the Arab world, for example, it's there are no words to describe. I did one song that was a satire song about the Abraham Accord and the peace, the fact that all Israelis are going to Dubai and that we have a peace. It was exactly 1 year ago. And the song mocked the fact that we love doing peace with Arabs who are 4,000 miles away and have, big malls and a lot of money. And so we like Arabs when they're far away, and we like Dubai and the bling bling. And actually to, our Arab neighbors, we're not that easily making peace with them. And so this song reached so many people that a journalist in Vox wrote an article about it and said, this is the most efficient satire and criticism and a joke that has been published about the Abraham Accord since it was signed. The most outreach content. So to me, it's better than anything that I can do with my skills.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing. No, I can see that. Well, I think it's a well-known notion that satire can really put people off guard, completely off guard, and put themselves, listening down with you because it's funny, because it doesn't have to be me. But then a minute later, it's, it is about me. You know what I mean? So this process can really cause to an attitude change.
I think, that many people are embarrassed and they don't feel free to say what they think. So they like hide behind what they present, or something that you say can embarrass them and they don't know how to behave around it. And many people just phony, and they think they are telling the truth or they're aware, but they present some idea, but basically they don't really believe, they really think about it, and to go all the way about it, they don't like it. So then you deal with reality in a very different way, and you come and you say, I see you, I see you, I see you, and I see you, and you tell it in the way that they say, and they don't understand even how much they don't see, because what you show them is a very different story.
So how the reactions are, how they differ between your Arab audience or the Jewish audience?
Wow. Not much difference.
Really?
I think it's just there's a different dynamic. If it's a mixed audience, then sometimes I would start speaking in Arabic and the Jews are like, oh, wow, we don't understand what she's saying. And the Arabs are laughing and the Jews are not laughing. And then I translate to the Jews the joke, and it's not really the translation. So the Arabs are laughing at the translation. So I have a whole dynamic that I do with the mixed audiences on purpose. I think when it's only a Jewish audience, depends who the audience is. Sometimes I'm maybe a little bit more guarded, depends where I am, because I don't know if everyone agree with me politically. So I'm like maybe a bit more gentle here, gentle there until we warm up. And in front of Palestinian and Arab audiences, it's always very, very warm and loving, and I always get a lot of love, and a lot of like, who are, if they don't know me from before, they're like, who are you? What is going on? What so it's
right.
But Jews and Arabs laugh from the same jokes. It's
everybody can find themselves in her material. Everybody. So it's very weird, because if everybody can find themselves in her material, so what does it mean about us?
You have something that most people don't have. It's really you can see the nuances of each culture. The Palestinians, the Jewish. You know the inside and the real nuances.
She's not only borrowing the language, she knows.
Yes, of course, that's what I'm saying.
Behind it.
Yeah, so you can tap into all the even outstanding or weird, even behavior, which we all have.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry to use it. I don't have a better language. Also, each culture fuck ups. I mean,
yeah,
in the way that we are, fucked up, or they are fucked. And then this is something that most stand-upists, but not only.
But I have to say, Noam, you're wise and gutsy, and your vision, the way you look at the picture, you see the big pictures and the details, and you know how to play the whole thing. You need to grow up the way you grow up in order to really feel this humongous territory that you travel. But you're very gutsy and very wise. We need to go.
Oh, really?
We need to go.
Oh, I just started.
Oh,
oh my God.
We'll bring Noam again.
Noam, thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you. I
I'll
love
see
you
soon.
so much.
Thank you, Tzili.
Bye, Booby.
Bye, bye.
Thanks. Bye. Bye, everybody.
Yeah.